Driving the car, driving the car, driving the car to West Virginia. Welcome back, people who probably forgot that this is even a thing that I do. I'm driving to West Virginia. Well, technically Virginia, but like barely. Going to the University of Virginia's Mountain Lake Research Station for a workshop. Should be pretty awesome. Yeah, so going down 77, and I'll be on this for like 4 to 5 hours. So I figured I'll knock out a little bit of vlogging while I'm driving. A while ago, I went to an ed camp down in Columbus, and this is one of the things I really wanted to talk about. I'll talk more about the workshop I'm going to later, but something just sticking in my craw right now is the city of Cleveland decided that since science is not being tested by the state at the elementary level, that they would just no longer teach it to the kids at all. Just, oh, remember that time that you needed to learn science to like understand, you know, the way the world works? Just, don't worry so much about that. Since the state has decided that they don't want to shell out the cash for writing a test for it, we've decided that our teachers will no longer teach it at all. And when I first heard this, I literally thought, what? That's ludicrous. As a high school science teacher, I can unabashedly say that kids need more science education at the elementary level, not less. They need a better base knowledge in science, and we still have curriculum for science. We still have standards for science down to the early elementary levels, even though it's not being tested and doesn't show up on AYP or a report card or anything. But it's so crazy to just think like, oh yeah, well they can just start that in like what, 6th grade when the first, no, I think it's 8th grade when they finally, actually I don't know, with the new testing it's gone all kinds of crazy. Potentially these kids may not have any science at all until 7th to 9th grade. 9th grade may be the kids' first time actually studying science, which yeah, like there's so many, like science is one of my favorite things ever. I don't know what this thing's doing. My phone got grumpy on me. Don't worry about it. Science is one of those things, it's awesome, and there's a lot of cool things you can do, and a lot of cool things to discover and learn through science, but it's a building blocks. Like you can't understand this level of science if you don't understand this level in science. And so really, you need to, really, you need to have a good understanding of science and how things work on a fundamental level so that you can understand like the different interactions. Like I teach biology. It's really hard to teach kids about cellular metabolism if they don't understand the way the chemical reactions work. If they don't understand like activation energy, they don't understand endothermic, exothermic processes. If they don't understand like molecules, if they don't understand bonding, if they don't understand any of that stuff, it makes it almost impossible to talk about cellular metabolism, which is one of the main, like, A, it's one of the coolest subjects ever, just saying. B, it kind of makes learning cells like more worthwhile because it's something you can directly like, oh, this is why I need to eat food. This is why, you know, you get tired when you're hungry. This is why, like, you need to eat certain things and not just like any old garbage. And yeah, just robbing kids of that like base level, and especially a lot of the stuff that they get to learn at the elementary level is some of the coolest and most mind-blowing stuff. And so you're going to lead, by not teaching science, you're going to end up with kids having stronger inaccurate preconceptions, I think, once they hit the high school science than they would have before, because they're basically just going on like, well, this is what my parents told me, and or this is what I've sort of figured out on my own. And science is a lot of figuring out stuff on your own, but there's so many extra levels to it that people, the power of science is that hive mind. It's the same strength behind like the internet. is that everyone comes together, and over time and years through this collective process, you learn a better and better understanding of everything. So yeah, just by not allowing kids to experience that at a lower level, it's going to make our life as high school science teachers that much more difficult. And ultimately, if you're a school district and you're looking and you've got your bean counters counting the beans, and you're like, and why waste time teaching science when you don't test the science? Understanding science will help with math skills. It's a great way to introduce graphing and understanding of relationships, and a lot of that stuff is prevalent in the Common Core, in the math and the elementary levels. So it's going to strengthen their math scores, not weaken it, by spending time on science and coordinating those two things and saying, hey, in math this is science, and then science is in math, and then math is in science, and actually spending the time to draw those ties. But B, when the kids hit the high school level, their science scores are not going to be as good as they could have been, because the teachers have to spend so much additional time overcoming these preconceived ideas that the kids have that are ultimately holding them back of their ultimate understanding of science. Basically what I'm saying is, Cleveland Public Schools, you're doing it wrong. There. Thanks for watching, everybody. Well, I guess I forgot the most important part. So, I don't know, what do you guys think? Science, not science? A, every kid should learn science all the time because it's awesome. B, the other thing I said. And C, this let's just turn into 3 instead of 2. But what do you guys think? Interact. Put some comments in the commentee areas or whatever. Or not. Just lurk on the videos and then not even tell me that you watch them later. Apparently I have 13 subscribers, so 13 people are at least heckled by YouTube for me sending this email, for me putting this video up. Anyway, probably more later, because 77 is really long, and I'm bored already, and passing the semi. Okay, see ya. Thanks for watching, everybody.